Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and today I'll be bringing you my review of the, the Transformers Cybertron Ultra Class Scourge. And here he is in his very impressive and pretty big dragon mode. Well, his robotic dragon mode, which is pretty show accurate, if not very show accurate. Like, look at these details: head sculpt around the bodies, the tail, all very nice looking. And Scourge here, because he's a figure from a bygone era, and what I mean by that is that he has lights and sounds. If you notice, there's a button here. This button, when you push it, causes his head to light up, mainly here, in the eyes and in the mouth. And I'll show that off now. And he also lets him roar. See if I can get it framed. In the mouth. And on the head. You can't really see it because my light's on, but hopefully you were able to make it out in the video. But yeah, his head lights up. In fact, let me actually see if I can show that off better. Okay, it's pitch black, but I am still here. And whoa, hold on. Well, since my camera's not that great in the dark, I hope hopefully you were able to see that. But yeah, that's his head lit up in the dark. And for his beast mode, his articulation, as you saw, his head can kind of tilt. You can do that. The jaw can open that wide. The arms can move 360. There's a you can flip them out like this, but that's more for transformation. They swivel and bend at the elbow. It makes sense later why it's an elbow. The legs are the same here for his forelimbs. Rotate 360 if you had the clearance. Can push out that far. And then you have 1 and 2 ratchety hinges there. And a swivel at the foot. So there. So the beast mode is actually very impressive, and you have his lights and sounds. He does have one other thing, and that is since he's a Cybertron figure, he has a Cyber Key activated feature, or as they say on the show, a Cyber Key power. Now, I don't have his original Jungle Planet key, so I'm just gonna use the Speed Planet key here. This is the one I have on hand right now, and show off his ability. Thankfully, none of the keys are, like, all the keys can pretty much work for all features, which is nice. So you don't need to have his original key. So I'm just gonna put it in right here, and then check out the magic. Push it in. There we go. As you saw, when you put in the key, you get a classic transformation sound, and it flips out his other 2 heads, which in the show would breathe fire, which is also what his lights and sounds represents. The heads don't really move much, they're just sort of on springs, but yeah, very nice that it went off without a hitch. So yeah, that's his triple dragon breath cyber key power attack. And to put it back, you just fold up and fold them back, like so. And now that's it for his beast mode. Let's get on with transformation. First things first, you have to come back here and pull off his tail. And then I think the official way is like this, but you also have this little piece here. Hold on. There we go. This little piece here, which I like to have it like this to make it look more like an axe, because this is supposed to be his axe that he holds. This is his robot mode weapon here, his tail. It still has all these oh yeah, and his tail has a ratchet joint, ratchet hinge, and swivel. Forgot to show it off because I don't like touching the tail off, because on mine it kind of falls off if you wiggle it. But yeah, this is his robot mode axe ready to go. I'll put that off to the side. And his transformation is really simple. It's like any cheater figure. You just stand them up and then work the body. So here you just sort of come down here, extend the legs, flip out his heels. Oh, and that's pretty much it. Now, he does get pretty tall, so let's keep going here. You then bring down the arms, rotate these forward, and then here you would lift up the panel. Lift up the panel, and rotate out his robot mode fist and put back down the panel and rotate forward. For this one, if I had a panel, I lost it, you know, age and stuff. You just sort of rotate that, and there you go. So now for his head, you come in here, pull this entire thing down, then fold in, and done. Then you bring down the entire head, like so, and then you come in here, flip up his robot mode head to reveal his pretty cool looking ogre-y, toothy face. And there it is. And that's it. Like I said, pretty simple. Pretty simple transformation. He is pretty tall and pretty wide thanks to his shoulders. But yeah. Oh wait, hold on, I missed a step. You also have to push in his waist. There we go. Yeah, I always forget that. You have to push in his waist. There we go. Slightly less taller, but still fairly big. And then for his weapon, you just plug it into any hand. And there you have his huge axe. I don't know if you can still store it. No, you can't. You can't store it in robot mode. So he'll just have to hold his axe. Like so, and you can't bend the axe because, you know, it's the tail. But let me take that off again. So you can just have him hold it in the arm. And let me show off his articulation. Oh, again, didn't need to mention it, but he's pretty show accurate, which is always a plus for me. So articulation-wise, the head is on a, well, at least on mine, it's on a very tight swivel. But it is on a swivel. The arms, 360 swivel, bend at the ratchet elbow, same on the other side. And the legs can go that far out, forward, back, bend at that knee. And if you really wanted to, you have an extra hinge there. It's not supposed to do, you're not supposed to use that in robot mode, but you can, and swivel at the, slight swivel at the foot. He has it with a little restriction, but he does have a swivel. Make sure that doesn't pop down. And there we go. His lights and sounds still work, but they're the same as in beast mode. You can see. They light up, but he still screeches. It's not like in robot mode he gets different sounds. Bit of a shame. Would have been a nice little treat if he had different sounds in robot mode. And also, his cyber key power is the same, which is usually the case for most, for I think all, with maybe a handful of exceptions of Cybertron figures with cyber key powers, they all have the same one as in from beast mode to a robot mode. So we plug it in. And yeah, transformation sound, and then this part you would just fold down as an extra step. There we go. He has his twin flaming dragon move. So same thing. Plug it back in. And there you go. So yeah, Scourge here, overall, pretty nice figure. Very nice, pretty big. It's a shame that his fist doesn't rotate, because yeah, it is a bit of a shame, especially since he does come with a weapon. So so he is a bit more restricted than I would like. I would like at least that you could rotate, that he had a wrist, so that I can actually, you know, rotate his so I can do more poses with his axe. But yeah, overall, he's a very solid figure. Pretty nice. Lights and sounds are neat, but they could have been better in my opinion. However, it doesn't sort of hinder any of the transformation, which is also nice. He's show accurate. The key feature is also pretty cool where he flips out two heads. So overall, it's a nice, solid figure. Very nice. Great as a gift or for even collectors, especially if you're a fan of the Cybertron era. I say he's worth getting. For size comparisons, here is Ratchet with his quarter and Cliff Jumper. And he is, like I said, fairly big. He's a fairly big figure. Since he's an Ultra class, I think he is on par, if not, he is a little bit bigger than standard Voyagers, which I guess is nice, but yeah, he's just a nice old figure. No, not an old, should I say it like that? I already said it. But yeah, overall, he's a nice, solid figure, and I like him. He's good. Thumbs up. I don't know what else to say here. Some fun facts about him is that this mold was repainted, as far as I'm aware, 2 more times in the same toy line. He was repainted blue and called Cryo Scourge. For some reason, they did it. And he was then a couple years later in the Universe line, he then was repainted into Bruticus. Weird choice of name, but yeah, so there's this mold, there are currently 3 versions. The original Scourge, his ice form, Cryo Scourge, and the later Universe Ultra Class Bruticus. Which, again, it's weird because when I hear Bruticus, I think of the Combiner. But yeah, like I said, overall, solid figure. Not bad. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Cybertron Ultra Class Scourge. This is Composite Enerjoe signing off. Peace out.